war rages across the mortal realms. New alliances are formed while others lie shattered, and the dominant powers ever seek their next conquest. While this and countless other battles rage on, one fact is becoming clear. The season of war has begun. This video is brought to you by the support of our channel members and the FLGS Partners, Warfire Minis, and X-Planet. Baron of Dice is the exclusive dice supplier for Season of War. Take a look through their incredible designs or even get your own custom dice made.
Hello and welcome to Season of War. Tonight we are excited to bring you another game of Age of Sigmar. I'm Jordan, joined by Mark again tonight, and we actually have a bit of a rematch with some notable
allies
in there. Stand-ins, some new recruits.
All of death is on the table.
Literally every death faction is represented here. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. But first and foremost, we are playing with the new Dawnbringers book. So big thanks to Dane's Workshop for letting us, giving us early access and an early copy of this. The Mad King Rises, so that we can again test out these wild Regiments of Renown.
Oh man, they're wild. They're wild. It's going to be great.
So it's going to be interesting. They have a variety of, I feel like they're obviously not even in terms of they all have different stuff with different buffs and whatnot for the regiments, which is almost like your own sub-faction or allegiance abilities, because they don't obviously have those.
Yeah.
But you also get all the units included in them at a discount. What's better than Cadpros and Stitch the Mortis that are already really good? Getting them for a lot cheaper.
Getting them for a lot cheaper. Getting them for 750 points is really good.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. Again, we'll talk more about that probably throughout and towards the end of the game about what we think of the regiments based on how the game goes.
Yeah.
Definitely wild though. Again, like you said, we had all 4 death factions represented right now.
Oh, absolutely. Very fun to open yourself up if you play death to so many death factions. Like it's great.
Yeah, the options are endless.
For sure.
But we should jump into things and let's go through the mission. We are playing Spring the Trap. We've got 3 objectives on the table. Hold 1, hold 2, hold more scoring. They're pretty widespread. Obviously the territories are a little tighter in this one. And the twist for the mission though is at the end of deployment or before the first battle round, we get to roll off and each of us can remove up to D3 of our own units and then bring them back for the second battle round onwards.
Yep.
That's it for the mission, pretty standard otherwise. So Mark, do you want to take us through your list?
Yeah, I'm super excited. Okay, so I'm going for Vycross here. Bringing Belladonna. She is going to have Soul Pike. So every time you charge me, you do mortal wounds to yourself. I have my battle line, which is Direwolves. I know it looks like 20 skeletons. It's actually one row of 10 skeletons behind another row of 10 skeletons. Nice. 20 Graveguard, because you need something to hit, always. Vampire Lord with Blizzard to be that extra deterrent.
Yep.
Fellbats, because they score you all the objectives you need. And then some Dire Wolves. And then obviously Catacros's Regiment of Renown. Now this thing is amazing. Their Regiment of Renown ability is any model within 6, any opposing model within 6 of any of these units counts as nothing on the objective if they are 3 wounds or less.
Which is big.
Huge. Yeah, huge. It's pretty much your entire army.
My entire army, yeah.
Except your monster.
Yes.
Yeah, that if these guys get on the objective, make them not count on the objective.
And they're not easy to remove units either.
No! Yeah. They're all 3-up base.
Yep. And
Catacros alone, when you look at his war scroll, has so many things that he just does for his units.
And not tied to being in the faction or whatever.
Absolutely. Not tied to be an OBR. He can heal these guys, heal himself every turn. He can still disrupt. He can still make something -1 to hit.
Use his Supreme Lord of the Bone Reaper Legion's command for the +1 save and
+1 save and +1 to hit.
Yeah,
every turn that he's not within 3 of anything. That's incredible. And in an army that really doesn't use many commands, when you have that and you always be able to do that at the start of the hero phase, really strong.
And he can do it for free too.
Yeah, and he can do it for free for himself. I forgot about that too. Yeah. So it's a free 2-up save army for less points than it would be.
And I don't remember exactly what the points. I think it was like close to 200 points cheaper than what these units normally would be.
Correct. It's 750 points for all three. And when you consider that Catacross alone is 500 points, you're essentially getting another unit of Mortis Guard for free.
Yeah, which is wild. Again, we know how strong these units are. They saw points hikes in OBR.
Oh, absolutely.
Now every death faction has access to them at a discount.
Weird thing too to mention is it's all 1-drop battalions. Yeah. So it's like, it's not even like you're sacrificing lots of drops. By having these units as well, you're still
forced into 1 drop.
Forced into 1 drop. You literally can go, there they are.
Yeah, so minimum 2 then with the armies, which
of the armies is meaningful, I guess, in certain settings.
But still very low, so.
Still very low, which is significant.
Anyways, that's going to be interesting to see how it goes. Mark, if you're done, I'll take you through my list. I am playing Nighthaunt, and I've got Scarlet Doom on the table. So I've got the Guardian of Souls as my general, and he's got Ruler of the Spirit Host as the command trait, so he can bring back a unit, potentially if he rolls well, at half strength, which is good for my Blade Dice. I then have a Spirit Torment. Those are my 2 Nighthaunt heroes, and I have a unit of Chain Ghasts for the support as well. Then I have 3 units of Blade Dice Revenants, a unit of 10, and then 2 big 20 blocks, again doing Mortals on a charge because I am Scarlet Doom. I have a unit of Hex Wraiths, and then I have my Fleshy Retorts contingent. So we got Usharan and his Regiment of Renown, which obviously includes himself, and then 3 Morbid Knights and a unit of 10 of the Crypt Guard. It's not super wild. Obviously, all new stuff with Fleshy Retorts. First time ever getting Usharan on the table. Yeah. We'll get him on again very soon in a Fleshy Retorts army where he's better, but
for sure.
Feels like he doesn't have the same synergy as a Catacross does.
Yeah.
With the pieces with him, like half of his abilities require being in a Fleshy Retorts army, or needing, like, I don't get Noble Deed points because I don't have those allegiance abilities, so it doesn't feel as efficient. I do though get to bring either or both of these units back if they are slain and Usharan is still alive. So good for just recycling in some ways, but I don't have, compared to the OBR one,
which are glaringly
high expectations. Like, obviously these are all good units, but in this composition, without having the Flesh Eater Courts allegiances and stuff, that I don't feel it's going to be as strong.
For sure.
But we'll find out, and we might have a battle between the 2 big guys.
Whew.
But Mark, with that, I was a 2-drop here.
I was 3.
Yeah, so I just beat you out here. It gives me choice of first. I wish I had something to Alpha Strike you and kill Catacross before he could get his buff off. But without that, I'm going to give away first turn here. Nothing I can do to stop you. And hopefully I'll be able to kill you guys fast enough that I can score on objectives at all.
For sure.
That's going to be the big test. And we will jump into Soulblight Gravelords turn 1.
Awesome. Nice. Probably going to go for, I think, a Surround here. So then Surround and Destroy is probably what I will pick, but I'll do my heroic action first.
Utilizing Kin of the Wolf, Belladonna summons a unit of 10 direwolves to the battlefield, and the Guardian of Souls fails to claim a command point with heroic leadership. Catacross's attendants then steal a command point from the Nighthaunt force and cause 1 unit of 20 Bladegeist to suffer -1 to their hit rolls.
Which is insane that you can do this, but I just thought of that. I was like, okay, so I can do that. And then say Surround, Destroy, pick them, the Fellbats, and the Fellbats. Cool. Roll for Primal. Yeah, we both get 1.
And another 1.
Sweet.
Belladonna starts off the spell slinging, casting Soul Pike on the Hex Wraiths and Crypt Guards so they'll suffer mortal wounds if they charge. And she also casts Under a Killing Moon, granting exploding 6s to units wholly within 24 inches. Next, the Vampire Lord casts Mystic Shield on the Graveguard, and Catacross uses Supreme Lord of the Bone Reaper Legions, granting +1 to hit and save to the Ossiarch units. As both the Undead Hordes and battle-hardened constructs march forwards, this undead force looks to establish firm control over the center of the battlefield. Don't forget you can get access to 4 extra battle reports every month by supporting the channel through our YouTube membership. Hit the join button below the video to learn more. claiming all 3 objectives and completing the battle tactic Surround and Destroy, the Soulblight Gravelords score 5 points and establish a strong defensive position before combat is even met.
So sweet. Just shambled forward. I got really lucky with dice rolls as far as my casting. I got all of my casting off. I have a bit of a deterrent in that, like, if either of those units were looking to make a charge, they'd be suffering some mortal wounds back, which is nice.
Yep.
With Bella, and everything has an exploding 6 to hit as far as like my Soulblight stuff.
Yeah, and you're very condensed in the center.
Kind of very condensed in the center. Being, well, like if I need to address things with the Soulblight half, they can go that way. Catacross could always go that way with the Mortis Guard, should they need to address something there. Yeah, and Catacross was awesome this turn. Like, it's the first turn. He just made everything +1
Stole
to...
CP.
Stole CP, you know, made Blade Geist -1 to hit, did everything I could ever ask for a model like this. And the fact that he was able to just do that is, wow.
Yeah, and I guess they issued the command for free once per turn.
Yeah, so I got a free +1 to hit and +1 to save for all those units, right?
Yeah.
Huge.
We were talking, I do at least, like, though it's a strong combination, obviously, right? Like, we all know OBR is good.
Yeah.
I do have mortal wounds with the Blade Geist, so that's like maybe the one way I could crack them.
Yeah.
But you haven't left anything out to dry right now, so.
Yeah. Nothing's too exposed from the looks of it. The double could definitely hurt me if things get in this turn, I think. But right now, also, what's interesting is the way I've positioned Catacross. Because of that ability with the AOR, anything that's engaging here, it's going to start to not count on an objective.
Yes.
Which is going to be big.
Yeah, that's tough. We're going to have to find a way to do something, and I guess we can just jump right into it, going into Nighthaunt, turn 1.
At the start of the turn, Catacross's Spymaster again steals a Nighthaunt command point.
I'm going to go for Surround and Destroy for my battle tactic, and I'll just try and generate a CP since you've stolen so many, which I fail.
I'm just going for the extra Unbind with Heroic Willpower with Catacross.
In the hero phase, the Guardian of Souls casts Hoarfrost on the Blade Geists, granting Ren 3 to their swords, but he fails to cast an Arcane Bolt. Next, Ushoran casts Mystic Shield on himself and casts Glimpse of Delusion, causing the Graveguard champion to attack the skeletons.
3 attacks, hitting on 4s.
Exploding 6s.
Exploding 6s, thank you, yeah. When you buff your units and it backfires. Oh god. 3 going through.
And mortals?
2 mortals in addition. So 3 saves at -1, 6s. Nada. Oh my god.
8 damage?
8 damage.
Nice. Just as planned.
Oh my gosh, 8 damage. Okay. Okay, that's a bunch of 5s. So 4.
So 4 in the end, still not bad.
Still not bad. That's actually pretty.
Yeah, that was pretty
rocking. That's pretty good.
After the unfortunate friendly fire, the Nighthaunt-led force looks to spread out, with the Morbheg Knights using at the double to help secure their battle tactic.
So just 1 charge with the unit of Blade Dice for 7.
After charging in, the Blade Geists deal 8 mortal wounds on impact to the Direwolves. Then 2 skeletons stand up again at the beginning of the combat phase.
Okay, so into combat, I am going to use all-out attack to bring me back to my base profile.
Sweet.
So I'll be 3s and 3s.
Nice.
10.
Going straight through, 1 damage each? 2 damage each?
1 damage each.
6s. 8 so far, so 4 more dead.
After the Blade Geist attack, the Soulblight units get a few attacks in, managing to take down 3 of the ghosts.
Well, that was a solid turn for Nighthaunt here, and you always forget, you think Nighthaunt's not a great army at times just because they're not super represented in the meta right now.
Yeah.
Or not talked about a ton, but Ethereal saves, Mortals and Impact. Here I got a Hoarfrost off, so they were Ren 3. Not that, I didn't get, obviously 1-inch range is a big limitation of these Blade Dice, but still killed 8 out of 10 wolves, which is pretty solid.
Yeah, 16 wounds. Yeah, so it's significant. That plus the mortal wounds and the charge.
Yeah, so very solid. I don't know if I would even take this objective because of Kataros' ability. Again, the OBR ability of not letting me count on objectives. But that's why I took the outside ones. Yes, exactly. I basically threw them in knowing that, hey, if I get the turn, it would have been worthwhile. And it's to my benefit that they're in a better position to retreat and charge into something else.
Totally.
If I don't get the turn, they're a big roadblock, and worst case scenario, they die. I have the command trait to potentially bring the unit back. Totally. So I don't mind having one of my big 20 blocks, risking one early in the game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And then kind of, again, gums things up, annoys you in the center when I'm also tagging the outside. So you have a threat in the middle, but you want to get outside a little bit. So trying to just throw some problems your way.
For sure.
Make it a little difficult.
I definitely now need to find a way to push it in one direction or the other, for sure.
Yeah, but that's gonna be it for my turn. So we're tied up going into round 2, and we can jump into the priority roll.
6.
That's a 4, so your choice, Mark.
I kind of just want to kill him. They're right there. Kind of want to kill him. Yeah, might as well. I'll take turn.
Sounds good. So we will jump into Soulblight Gravelords turn 2.
The Soulblight battle tactic is Callous Overlord, so the Gravelords will be looking to get the Fellbats killed. Then Belladama uses Pack Alpha to add 2 more Direwolves to their unit. Katakros again uses Supreme Lord of the Bone Reaper Legions and makes the reserved unit of Bladegeist -1 to hit. Next, the Vampire Lord casts Merciless Blizzard, targeting the central Bladegeists.
But let's see if I go in bind. That's a 7. I need a 6 here on the primal. I think it's worth the try. 5, tie it.
Beauty. Okay, 46 mortals, baby. That's going to be 60. Yeah.
All right, 6s. I save 2, take 14.
Next, Belladama casts Lichen Curse, finishing off the Bladegeists and turning them into Direwolves. She then miscasts under a killing moon, but passes 1 wound off to the wolves. While the Gravelords reposition, the Crypt Guard redeploy outside of range of the Direwolves' 6-inch pile-in, which stops them from getting more bodies onto the objective.
That's it for my movement. I don't have anything to charge other than my bats. Combat, I guess they're gonna attack.
The Fellbats are unable to deal any damage when they attack, then are swiftly brought low when the Morbheg Knights retaliate. Showing they're willing to make sacrifices for the sake of their goals, the Soulblight Gravelords control 2 objectives and score a total of 5 points.
And that's going to be the end of my turn.
All right, well, you got your tactic.
Yeah, I got my tactic, which I feel good about. I still have hold 1, hold 2, hold more. Smart redeploy here to stop the wolves from really being able to pile in on the objective.
Yes, because I piled outside of 6 inches.
You got it.
Redeployed outside.
Redeployed outside of 6. So it made it so I couldn't just pile in, which is really cool that you can do with the direwolves, because even though they ran, they can still pile in 6 if they're within 6, which is a great ability. Was lucky on the charge, got that 9-inch so I could hit both Ushran, but didn't need both. 2 more Bag Knights were more than enough to kill 3 Fellbats, especially when they're 6-up save and have no real ward. And I choose not to do the ward, which is really nice. Other than that, everything's kind of going okay, according to plan. The only thing that's a bit worrisome is I don't have enough stuff dying quickly enough.
Yes.
And I'm putting myself in jeopardy of not getting my
What
grant.
a problem to have.
What a problem, you know?
Yeah. But unfortunately for me, my guys died a lot quicker than I was hoping for. Again, love Merciless Blizzard. It's so much fun.
It needs to leave the game.
I mean, I could have, made an effort to be outside of 12 of your heroes, so it's my own fault, but it's still annoying.
Yeah, it would have forced me to have to engage with the Graveguard, which is not ideal, right? Yeah. And it doesn't open me up. Like, it just opened me up in the hero phase between that. I got really lucky with Bella's spell as well.
To finish them off.
To finish them off and create them into wolves, which is just such a great ability on 1/1 models.
Yeah, so you're swarming the board as Soulblight likes to do.
Yeah.
Then you also got some tanky stuff. I obviously have tools to fight back though, so I guess. Yeah.
Bringing back those guys, potentially.
Hopefully. Yeah, fingers crossed. We'll find out. And I guess we can just jump into Nighthaunt, turn 2. So for my battle tactic, I'm going to go for Light into the Maelstrom. And heroic action, we'll go with a command point on Usharan. Fail it.
I'm going to go for a heal on my Vampire Lord. Do.
And then spell casting, we'll go with the Guardian of Souls, casting Hoarfrost again. Fails it, then he'll cast an Arcane Bolt, which he gets. Then Usharan will cast Glimpse of Delusion, only on a 5, so that fails. And then we'll just go Misted Shield, which I'll do on a 9. And then into movement.
When the Nighthaunt pressure the western flank, the Immortus Guard redeploy, giving ground and moving 4 inches back.
And then the all-important role of Ruler of the Spirit Hosts, looking for a 4-up. I roll 1. Charges. Let's go with Usharan first.
The first unit of Bladegeists deals 4 mortals on impact to the Direwolves when they charge. The larger unit of Bladegeists then deals 3 mortals after using Forward to Victory, and they also stun the Immortus, reducing their save rolls by 1. Lastly, the Hex Wraiths deal 1 more mortal to the Immortus Guard after their charge.
Usharan will roar the Direwolves. Got it.
They roared.
And then I'll lead off combat with the Bladegeists.
Cool. All-out defense, for sure, on the Immortus.
I will use all-out attack. 11 at round 2, so 11 3-ups. Come on, roll horribly for me.
3-ups. 1, 2. 6 Save 1, 1 dead.
1 damage.
1 damage through. I guess I attack this before it gets obliterated.
The Direwolves attack next, but only deal a single damage to the Crypt Guard. Then the Hex Wraiths take down 2 Fellbats. The smaller unit of Bladegeists then take down a Direwolf, and the Skeletons kill another Crypt Guard.
I'll go with Usharan next. 3s and 2s. 2 hits. 2 at round 2. 11 damage.
Jesus.
Yeah, D3 plus 3. And then 3s and 3s. So that's going to be 4 at round 1.
6 ups. Nothing. Oh, made 1.
So that's 6 damage.
Yep.
But just wait, because...
He gets +1 to attacks for himself, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
His big weapon. Yep, another for D3 plus 3, another 5 damage. So that's all the damage.
Sweet. That's 11, 16, 22. Nice.
Not bad.
Real good. Looking for 6s.
Fill the wards and I'll take out this unit cleanly.
1, 2, 3, 4. They have other plans.
So 18, so 9
18.
die.
A unit of Direwolves then kills 1 ghost, while the Morpeg Knights eliminate the other Direwolves. Finishing things off, the Fellbat deals a single wound, the Crypt Guard deals 7 damage to the Skeletons, and the Immortus Guard take down 2 Bladegeists.
All right, so a solid turn of answering from Nighthaunt, and I am going to, at the start of Battle Shock, release my Arcane Bolt to try and kill that last Fellbat.
Okay, 6 up. He's dead.
Nice. Pretty much all I hoped for pretty much went down, except for taking down the Immortus. I didn't think I would kill them all, but I hoped to at least kill 2. The big thing was I failed or rolled poorly on the Impact Mortals. But I did get a big charge to get them in, but mostly just wanted the Impact Mortals. Again, it's enough that I take the 2 outer objectives again, trying to continue to force you to kind of spread out. Now I am a little more susceptible here to you getting into my important stuff. and that's a big risk, but again, a key, like prio going my way could be big. Allow me to like really try to put the pressure on you in the middle
for sure.
a little bit. So yeah, there's kind of lots going on. How to good turn, store my points, that's the key. Usharan, I guess, to talk about the big boy. This is his first outing. 22 damage before your ward saves, so very solid. Now you are only a 5-up save, so you could have had, something. It's not going to do that against better save stuff.
Yeah.
But the D3 plus 3, very solid. Also in the Regiment of Renown, he gives himself the extra attack, so
good.
Yeah.
It shows you how weird these Regiments of Renowns are, where they're better, like almost outside of their factions.
Yes.
In some ways.
Yeah. So that was neat. The Morbeg Knights got one guy in who finished off the Direwolves. So again, killed a lot of stuff in terms of when you look at where the board state and how much you were kind of controlling and flooding the board before. Good amount
Definitely
of damage
came back.
done.
Yeah. I lost 4 units in that turn, which that tells you how much this has swung back in the opposite direction.
Yes.
Soulblight isn't known for being durable, right?
No.
And that's the thing. It's about coming back. It's about that recursion.
Yeah.
So,
but you do have a lot of hard-hitting pieces, or all your hard-hitting pieces still.
Yeah.
And Catacross, the Immortus, and the Graveguard is the big one.
Yes.
So all those things are spicy, but first step is priority. So looking into round 3.
2.
That's a 1.
Yeah, I gotta take it.
All right, Mark.
I gotta take it.
Yeah, makes sense. So we can just jump into Soulblight Gravelords turn 3.
Looking to retaliate, the Gravelords choose bait and trap as their battle tactic. Then the Vampire Lord and Ushoran both fail heroic leadership. Belladama casts Lichen Curse, dealing 2 mortals to the Crypt Guard and spawning 2 dire wolves. Then she also casts Under a Killing Moon to grant exploding 6s. Next, the Vampire Lord casts Mystic Shield on the Graveguard. Then Catacross uses Supreme Lord of the Bone Reaper Legions and makes Ushoran -1 to hit.
Okay. That's it for my casting. That's it for my hero phase. On to movement.
Preparing to launch their own counterattack, the Soulblight and Bone Reaper forces spread out, looking to engage the enemy on all 3 objectives.
On a 3-up, bringing the unit back. Yes. 5 wolves, I guess. Okay, and charging.
I am going to try and roar the Graveguard, and I fail it.
Cool. Definitely going to go with
Not cool.
all-out attack. Definitely going to go with an all-out attack.
And I actually get, Usharan's fight last.
Yeah. Roll for it.
So I assume they're 10, down to 9 now.
Yep. This is big.
No.
Oh, thank
7.
God. Oh! That would have been very big, because you would have just completely wrecked them.
The Graveguard also gain an extra attack from the Vampire Lord's Crimson Feast, and when they split their attacks, Usharan uses all-out defense.
Hitting on 3s, exploding 6s. Wounding on 3s. 3 mortals, only 11 saves. Womp womp.
So I'll be back to +2, so I'll stay on 3s. 4 go through.
So 2 damage each, so 8 damage, 9, 10, 11.
9, 10, 11. Got a 5 up.
Very
5?
nice.
I'll take it.
Yeah, everything else into them.
While failing to take down Usharan, the Graveguard easily take out the unit of Morbeg Knights.
Okay, your go next, buddy.
Okay, we'll go with the Blade Geists over here.
When the Blade Geist attack, 1 unit of Immortus Guard uses all-out defense, and the ghosts deal only 4 wounds to the constructs. As fights rage across the battlefield, the engagements are highlighted by the Immortus Guard felling 6 Blade Geists, and the remaining Flesh Eaters taking down a combined 7 Graveguard.
All right, so turn went okay. I really was hoping to slay Usharan in the turn.
He had Mystic Shield on him. And
He had a Mystic Shield.
All defense, 5 up ward.
Yeah. It was ambitious, no question.
You were definitely overkilling the Morbid Knights, though.
Oh yeah, and I kind of knew I was going to do that. I figured I needed to get onto the objective. It was really important to get onto the objective, and unfortunately, I wasn't really able to get a lot of models onto it to be able to take it back. And Jordan did a great job here. I brought back 5 direwolves that I was hoping to put onto this objective. But because of where my pieces and where the 3 inches were,
there just wasn't
room for that many models. So that meant I couldn't put those wolves on that objective to try and take it back. But I'm happy with my tactic, and I'm happy with score 1. So at least I'm scoring 3 in the turn.
Yep, super happy right now that we literally tie on that objective too.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So I was very fortunate that.
And there was literally no way, because unfortunately, where the crypt guard was, it's like I can't literally move it. So it means that we tied on that objective. I'm down 2, and that's obviously not the ideal situation to be in. Now going into the turn though, it's okay as long as I can maintain order. This was good. I was kind of debating whether or not to send them in, but I don't think that was bad. Killing 6 Blade Geist is always a good time. For me, and I think the hit back was so negligible because of the +1 save. +1 hit.
Didn't really get much out of like mortals and stuff. Oh, I wasn't doing mortals. I didn't charge, but couldn't squeak through the saves. But really happy. Usharan. Now you're on a 5 up ward, rerolling once. You've made good ward saves, had Mystic Shield. Still put 12 damage through before your wards, and that's with -1 to hit on him.
Oh, absolutely.
He's solid in combat.
You definitely want to throw him in. I think the big thing is the cumulative -1 to bravery tied with the fact that he can make you fight last. Like we talked about, if he had gotten that fight last.
Oh my gosh. If I had to roll, I would have needed to roll either a 10.
10, yeah.
Yeah, but if they would have fought last, I probably would have wiped the Grave Guard.
Absolutely.
Not to mention that I failed my roar. That could have really stymied them for your attacks.
For sure. And that would have meant, maybe more back survive. There's a lot there, right?
Even if I kill another 6, 8,
oh, it's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, killing Graveguard is always a big deal for against this army. Yeah. They're the key. What's helping me is that ward from Vycross. Just being able to have that is big.
Yes. Yeah, very, very solid. But
yeah,
we're fighting on all fronts right now.
For sure.
Yeah, and I guess it's time to answer now for the ghosts and the flesh eaters as we go into Nighthaunt turn 3. All right, so for my battle tactic, I'm gonna go with Overwhelmed with Dread. So I have to get all 3 of the different charge debuffs onto 1 unit here.
Okay.
Got a bunch of charges over here with my heroes, so fingers crossed. And then I'll just go for a command point with Usharan, which he fails.
I'll go for, on a 5 up, you don't get a command point.
Oh. Rude.
Yep, Catacurse, you gotta love them. And then I'm gonna try and see if I get a CP using Vampire. Yeah.
All right, the Guardian of Souls is going to try and cast Hoarfrost. 10.
Try to unbind.
Nice, got it. So let's see what I get. I think we'll go with Ren 2 on this unit of Blade Geists.
Makes no sense.
And then he'll also try and cast Spectral Lure on an 11.
You got it.
For 2 models. And then Usharan's going to go for a Mystic Shield.
Miscast.
So disappointing. He's going to take 3 mortal wounds.
Saves on 5s.
He'll take them all. So he'll be up to 8 wounds on him, but then he's going to heal 2d3 for just 2. So he's got 6. All right, so into movement then.
When the Blade Geists retreat, 1 unit of Immortus Guard redeploys, and they fall back 3 inches.
So at the end of my movement phase, I get to bring back my Morbid Knights.
On a 4 up, I bring something back. John's cocked.
Nope. Sucks to have to roll for it.
Really does?
So into charges then.
Charging into combat, the Nighthaunt units deal a combined 5 mortal wounds, also shrieking, stunning, and petrifying the Immortus Guard, which will complete their battle tactic. However, both the Morbheg Knights and the other unit of Bladegeist fail to make their charges into combat.
And then Usharan's going to roar the Graveguard. Oh, fails it again.
See if I fight last.
You'll be down to 8 bravery now, so I have to roll a 9 plus.
9 plus. Oh, I fight last.
Yes.
With all their enemies fighting last, the Nighthaunt forces unite to finish off the Immortus Guard.
And then I get to fight everything first. This is like
Yeah.
high tide.
The Graveguard then use all-out defense when the Crypt Guard and Ushoran attack, and the Flesh Eaters only manage to take down 5 more Graveguard. Retaliating, the Graveguard deal 8 damage to Ushoran, leaving him with only 2 remaining, and then entirely take out the Crypt Guard.
All right, we got the best of both worlds a little bit there for me.
Yeah, that was not ideal for me in terms of obviously the
battle
combat
shock.
over here. You just lose 1 out of 6. You're good. So, one side of the board, things went super great. Nighthaunt did their job. They got the charges to get me my battle tactic. It's a bit of a sketchy one, so happy that worked out. Where I lost points, though, is the other side of the board. My ghosts on this side snake eyes their charge, so I was hoping to bring them in, deal with the dogs, and get them for more bodies on the objective. Didn't pan out. I did bring the Morbheg Knights back because I could, and that's automatic, but they failed their charge. I could have re-rolled it, but I went for the +1 hit to bring Usharan back to base profile instead. Didn't pan out because he just kind of whiffed, and then +2 to save, 5 aboards. I failed the roar again, so like, just one of those, everything, not everything's going wrong, but
like a bit of a cocktail.
it's easy for a couple things to go wrong, and then, again, you're +2 to save, you have 5 aboard, so 5 up, 5 up, re-rolling ones, like,
Yeah.
good. Morbheg Knights, again, I feel like those 2 charges would have probably allowed me to seal things in terms of taking that objective. Probably even just having 1 guy in there to kill 5 more more guys makes a couple more run to battle shock.
Oh, for sure.
So if and or but didn't get there exactly. It was cool to have everything striking last besides your 2.
Oh, yeah.
points with Usharan rolling the big. I need a 9 up over here now because the minus to save stacking.
Just stacking, yeah.
I did also have it here. Decided not to engage this unit. Again, I've seen how tough it is to take down 1 unit, so why would I engage both units of Immortus at this point? I'm just trying to secure the objective, hold on to it, and score match points. But didn't quite get matched this round, but at least we are tied. That'll send us into a turn 4 priority mark. A 6!
Oh!
We got it!
Nice.
All right. Well, our flesh-eating ghosts are gonna go, and we'll just jump into Nighthaunt turn 4. All right, so my battle tactic is gonna be Tides of Terror, so I have to have 2 units within a ½ inch of one of your enemy units at the end of the turn. I haven't been able to kill the Immortus Guard yet, so let's bank on that one. That's my gamble here. And I'm actually gonna go for Finest Hour with Usharan. My battle tactic or heroic action, and yours.
I'm gonna go for the extra unbind. Yeah.
Usharan is gonna cast Glimpse of Delusion. Let's throw Primal at it. It's exciting. On a 10.
Gonna try and unbind it. Primal. Unbound.
He'll then cast Mystic Shield. Miscast. Take 2.
Oh no, not again.
Saves 1.
1.
So he's got 1 wound left.
Does he have 1 wound left?
Almost killed himself.
Oh my god.
Now heal him do 2d3 for 5.
Nice.
Guardian of Souls is going to go for Hoarfrost. Fails it. And into movement.
As the Nighthaunt army closes in, the Immortus Guard redeploy again, but they move just 1 inch.
And then I think that's the end of movement, so I'll do my end of movement first, which is bring down the Crypt Guard.
After Ushoran's Crypt Guard return to the fight, the Gravelords also try to resurrect a unit, which is critical for their grand strategy.
Okay, on a 4-up.
Yes.
Oh. It's one of those days. It was going so well.
Again, charging into combat, the Blade Geists and Hex Wraiths combine for 7 mortals on impact. The other unit of Blade Geists deals 3 mortals, and the Morbheg Knights deal 5.
Ushoran is going to roar. Fails his roar again.
He's just not very intimidating with that roar.
And then we're going to try and make them fight last. They're down to 7 bravery now, so looking for an 8. No.
Oh.
And I'm going to have to start combat there, but I'll go with the Morbheg Knights. Because they're not -1, so they'll do an all-out attack.
All out defense.
2s and 3s. And 3s. 6 at rend 1.
Saving this back on 4s. 3 going through.
So
2 damage each. 5s and 6s. 4 going through.
And then the riders. 5. Rend 1.
2.
1 damage each.
1 damage each, so 6 up. 5 6s. Save 1, so 5.
After surviving the Morbheg charge, the remaining Graveguard get the chance to retaliate. But they aren't able to deal any damage to Ushoran. Aiming to preserve the last Immortus Guard for the sake of their battle tactic, the Nighthaunt forces deal no damage to the Immortus, who in turn kills 2 Hex Wraiths.
Alright, Ushoran. Now's your time. 2 at rend 2.
Saving this back on 5s. Made 1. This will probably kill them here. It's 5s and 6s. They're dead. Bye, Graveguard.
Yep.
It was nice knowing ya.
Alright, well, that was a better turn. Glad we won Prio. I brought back my Crypt Guard, didn't get them into combat though, but everything else went pretty well. I didn't take the Graveguard down on the first attack with the Morbheg Knights, but didn't matter. You didn't do any damage when you fought with them, so I was kind of lucky there.
Yep. Just needed 2 mortal wounds.
Yeah, scraped by. Well, I'm healed a bunch, so he's got 6 wounds left.
Yep.
But got everything I needed here. It's like not a pretty game right now, but we're just scrambling and scraping. Here, I purposely didn't try and kill the Immortus for the battle tactic, and just kind of pinned the last one in combat, where I took 2 down with the mortals on impact from the units, so that was perfect. Super happy with how all that went, and yeah, that's just score me 5 points. Ushoran again finished off the guys, so he's out of combat. Hopefully we can start healing some wounds. That's about it, Mark. We're gonna go into bottom of the round. Soulblight Gravelords, turn 4.
Let's see it.
With victory still hanging in the balance, the Soulblight battle tactic is Cursed Unlife. Then Belladama attempts to regenerate some direwolves using Pack Alpha.
I'm going to try and bring D3 wolves to this unit here. I do.
And Ushoran's going to use Heroic Recovery, which he does. Healing 1.
Might as well get it out of the way. So try and Blizzard. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, I was hoping for 1 there. So 13.
13. Not great. Just pump it. Just make it. Yeah.
Oh, 6. Why not?
Oh, wow. 6, baby.
Yep.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That was my comeback. Okay. Second cast is going to be Arcane Bolt from him. Gets it on the 10. So Arcane Bolt is off, and then...
Next, Belladama fails to cast Lichen Curse and has Under the Killing Moon unbound.
On to movement.
Looking to regain control of a second objective, the Soulblight force pushes east and prepares to face the Great Mortarch Ushoran.
Let's see if I can bring something back now. Oh, no, I can't. Okay. Okay, charges.
I just stomped Belladama.
Makes sense. No.
Not today.
After Ushoran forces the Vampire Lord to fight last with his Shroud Cage fragment, Belladonna attacks and deals 4 damage to the Morpeg Knights.
She'll elect to make the Vampire Lord fight next. He has 5 attacks.
After his Arcane Bolt dealt 2 mortal wounds to Ushoran, the Vampire Lord deals 5 more damage in combat, and he takes down the Mortarch of Delusion to the exact wound.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank God. Oh, yes.
All right.
I'm in it still for the win.
I'll go with the blade dice next.
Makes sense.
The Blade Geists attack and take down 4 skeletons. Then the Immortus Guard destroys 2 Blade Geists before he suffers 3 wounds from their retaliation.
And I think that's it for the turn.
Yes, yeah. Overall, okay.
Ushoran going down was huge.
Ushoran was going on was a big deal, yeah. Doing the Arcane Bolt and then doing the attacks on the Vampire, it was really just Ushoran failing his saves. Like,
Failed all my saves.
failed all your saves.
Made 1 ward, just not
100%.
enough.
It's just
I
not
mean,
enough.
that's
Yeah.
not out of the realm of possibility, but just needed a little more.
He needed just a little bit more, absolutely. And like, for me, not too bad. I'm pretty happy with how things went. Shoot, I did forget to pile in my wolves, but it's not a big deal. I don't think I can take this objective.
No,
Got
no.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6, 7.
6, 7, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6.
So you get 1 wolf on there at most.
I can.
Yeah.
So there was no chance of doing that, but I was just happy to kill Ushoran in the turn and get my tactic for 3. I'm content with that. If I can essentially make this, get the turn into 5,
Yeah.
it could potentially make this a 3-point turn. My
Yeah.
main issue is I haven't been rolling for my comeback.
Yeah.
I have all of this dead
And you
stuff.
have to, so you have to get both of them in round 5.
Correct. So I need to
You have to
roll
get your
a
best
3 up
strategy.
and a 4 up, and I've been rolling nothing but once
Yes.
for that roll. So that's been a bit of a struggle. Yeah, so I need to bring back 2.
So
for sure.
it's going to be
It's gonna be tight.
very interesting here. So I guess Prio is the big first step because now I do have a 2-point advantage going into the final
Yeah.
round. That's a 2.
Yeah, I have to take it for
Okay,
sure.
not what we wanted. But yeah,
Yeah.
Mark, we'll go to Soulblight turn 5.
Battle tactic will be intimidate. Maybe my whole action to bring stuff back. I make 1 more wolf.
I'll go for a command point, which I get.
Do blizzard. And
Looking for 4 up.
nope. No fun for me. Okay. Second thing is going to be change you into a wolf spell. Goes off on a 10, 11 from Bella. So D3 mortal wounds to Blade Geists for 2.
Take 1.
One more wolf. Second thing she'll cast. Okay, exploding 6s. Getting that on a 7. On to movement.
As the Soulblight forces pour onto the eastern objective, the Crypt Guard redeploy but only move 2 inches.
Okay, the 1 roll I need to make, 3 up. And I don't make it, so I failed my grade.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Literally the only thing I needed to happen, and I'll fail it.
In combat, the reinforced Soulblight forces slowly overwhelm the Nighthaunt and Flesh Eater units and gain a firm handhold on the objective.
Unfortunately, I can't seem to roll a 3 up today, so I failed my grand because I couldn't roll a 3 up.
Yeah, that
Again.
really hurts. So you rolled that.
Yeah.
You needed both of them this round to go off.
Correct.
You failed it here, so we know that for sure.
Only bringing back 1 thing of wolves was pretty brutal this game, but
Yeah.
still getting hold 1, hold 2, hold more. Still getting my battle tactic of intimidate, I believe. Yeah, only
Yeah.
1, 2.
You're good.
yeah.
You definitely have
Yeah,
intimidate. So that'll score you 5 points this round. So you're up 3. So I think from this point we can kind of just talk out my last turn. I just need to store 1 point, right? Because I'll store 3 on Grand Strat. So I'm just going to retreat off this objective.
Yep. You got your flight or fright thing. yeah.
Exactly. I'll retreat
Exactly.
everything here, sit on this objective, not give you a redeploy onto it.
Now, is it like on every be away from.
On each objective I control or I
Yeah.
have stuff on, I can't be within 6.
Okay.
So easy, I'm going to stay out here so you can't redeploy onto the objective.
100%.
I still have Intimidate left as well, so I'd store 3 points on my turn,
Yep.
tie up the game. Grand strategy will be the difference in the end.
Yeah, it will.
So
yeah.
that's wild game.
Oh, wild.
How many times have we had
I know.
Soulblight? It's a great grand
it's rad.
strategy.
So chancy, I know. It's
But
brutal.
here is a good example of if you're not losing stuff early.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't until round 3 that you lost stuff.
Beginning of round 2.
Okay.
But it was still early.
Well, you weren't rolling then until round 3.
Potentially. So that was kind of the challenge of it. It was like, okay, the first time I brought something back was the wolves, and that was it.
Yeah.
Round 3. And because I can't really bring things within 3 of you also, I can't even stop your grand, right? Before with that FAQ, it could. So, and yeah, we were talking about like that the units have to be outside of 6. And it was still be really, really hard to do. Yeah. Oh,
Just
not killing.
Grand Strat would have tied it.
Yeah, Grand Strat would have tied it for sure. I'm kicking myself over the fact that like Graveguard just whiffed so hard against Ushran. So few wounds left, and it just like even 3 of them with +1 to attack.
Yeah,
doesn't seem like a lot, but like trust me, they can kill.
Well, we saw. We didn't even talk about it, but turn 1, it was the only time I got a glimpse of Delusion off. Made your Graveguard hero fight. He killed 8 or did 8 damage to the skeletons before wards and saves. And
just one.
One lone Graveguard,
Hard.
but it was your hero. Had exploding 6s. Rolled a couple 6s to wound.
Yeah, yeah, it was really, really good.
But yeah, very close, hard fought game here for
sure.
The Death Grand Alliance.
Yeah. I can tell you that like it's the battalion that exists here is very cool. It's very defensive. It's very like it's fun that you have Arcan to like mess things up. Catacross, sorry. Yeah. Catacross to kind of like taking away CP, huge. Taking away, like adding so much defense.
-1 to hit.
-1 to hit was enormous.
Yeah.
Like the fact that I could pick that on anything board wide is incredible. So he's an incredible hero on his own in OBR, but now you take him out of the context, he's still healed. Mm-hmm. He still was able to bring back Immortus every turn. Yeah. Like he still has all of the utility of him in OBR, minus the command abilities. Yeah. But he still has his own. Yeah. So overall, it's really
very
strong.
solid.
And he's able to issue it for free.
Yeah.
To his own units. It's incredible.
And we didn't see it here, but he can do a ton of damage when he's close to enemy heroes.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I would have loved for him to duel Ushran, but like
I was trying to
he's starting over here. And like the thing is too, is like Catacross's legs are very, very small and he only moves 4. So without the +3 movement that you get from OBR, it's something to keep in mind. He's a slow, very slow moving movement thing. He's like the death version of Godtrek in that you need him to really be able to push up the board. But he's more of a control piece. He's there to say, no one get around me.
Yeah, yeah. And here even, we were talking about it, I can't make a play on this objective because anything 3 or less wounds doesn't contest it.
Correct.
So I just can't realistically make a play on it.
100%.
Very strong ability from the OBR one.
Oh, absolutely.
It'll be like interesting to see how these are received. Now, obviously we won't know until getting feedback and whatnot, so we'd love to hear everyone's thoughts. Yeah. But the OBR one seems very solid. Now, comparing it to like this stuff in OBR, you do give up some of like the other synergies of like you can stack, pluses to wound, extra pluses to hit, you can stack rend.
Exploding 6s.
Like there's so many things that make these guys more offensive. The defensive synergies are still here because it's just Catacross and the Immortus is all you need, which is really good. Yeah. And not to mention the discounted price of these guys. I don't know why they're discounted.
Yeah.
Like allies aren't discounted. Yeah. You lose synergies when you take allies. You do that knowingly.
Absolutely.
I don't know why this stuff is discounted.
And like for me, I don't know if Rebel Rouser or like any of the other Regiments of Renown are also discounted, and maybe that's why it's following a trend.
Yeah.
But it seems odd that it is discounted. Absolutely. And for Ushran's first sightings out, he is so good. He is excellent. I really enjoy him tremendously.
Yeah. I mean, if he could get his monstrous actions off, I would have felt a little bit better. But he was solid. I'm way more excited to see him in OBR. Or sorry, in
Extra Fishy.
But his combat was awesome.
His combat was awesome. He brought back units.
Yep.
He added +1 to attacks,
Yep.
which is natively. Normally in OBR, in fact, you have to have 6 noble deeds.
Yep.
So in this battalion, you just get the +1 to attack.
Yep.
Normally you have to spend noble deeds to bring stuff back. You just get stuff back, right?
So I guess it's a trade-off. I don't have,
Yeah. So it's like, yes and no. It's the same thing with OBR. It's like, when I'm looking at this battalion, even when I'm looking at the other ones, like Arcan and so many of the other ones, I'm like, I don't get these things, but I still get these things.
Yeah, the abilities in the
Regiments of Renown.
They are reminiscent of a lot of the self-action stuff or army stuff.
Correct. And they're flavorful in that way, but they've made it really, really simple in their task.
The thing that just surprises me is that they're discounted.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I can't, I'm sure there will be crazy, builds and lists that could, make use of these. So
For sure.
it's going to be interesting to see if these get allowed or adopted into events.
Yeah.
Which I am very hesitant about, but
Yeah.
they are cool. They are flavorful. It was a lot of fun. You could theoretically field 4 Mortarts.
Yeah. I have thought
between
about
2
it.
of us.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
We could have taken one in our actual armies. I could have taken a Linder.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So that's cool. But anyways, guys, this was a big death. It was a death match.
Death match.
Yeah, so it was a good one here. Bloody right until the end, bottom of 5. Can't ask for more than that. So it was a lot of fun, guys.
Absolutely.
Hope you enjoyed that one as well. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoy our content and want more, you can get 4 extra battle reports every month by signing up for our YouTube membership. It's super cheap and goes a long way to support the channel. So thank you a ton.
Do it. I'm one.
Nice. But either way, guys, thank you so much, and we'll see you soon in another battle report.